Then did no one jump up to greet him, or give a welcoming hug, or yell, or even a cup of hot tea? Why had everyone frozen in their seats, spoons lifted in the air? Why the deathly silence? Imagine Mukluk's surprise, and finally he saw why his appearance had caused such a strange reaction. It seemed he hadn't been missing at all. He'd been sitting with us all by the fire, watching his exact copy emerge from the forest. Yes, dear reader, just imagine it. 2 copies of the king met in the clearing, seemingly identical. But which of the 2 is real? The king sitting by the fire said, "How can there be any doubt? I'm the real king, of course. Devils know who just walked out of the forest, and you're ready to believe them over me? So much for good friends." And what did the king who walked out of the forest answer? Succeeded a lore nature check. I could tell you exactly how many meals we carried with us down to the last pack of hardtack. Can he do the same? A deafening silence hung in the air. One could hear the thoughts churning through our brains. And then the Mukluk sitting by the fire laughed in a strange voice. He stood up and began rising into the air? The mask dropped and we saw a short, pale man with blonde hair and parrot-like wings with bright feathers. We all went after him together, but Mukluk held on to him most tightly. His hands gripped the Joker's wing in an iron grip. Then an ear-piercing whistle sounded from all around us, and stones began raining on us from above. The imposter was aided by winged kin, who grabbed him by the hands and began pulling him up. We didn't give up, but in the end, we were overpowered. They were just too many, dear reader. They quickly reclaimed our prisoner from us. Soaring into the air and shaking their fists at us, they flew off. We sat a long time around the fire, laughing and chatting about how Mukluk cleverly dispelled the illusion. And when morning came, as we looked around at the rainbow-colored feathers left behind by our uninvited guests, I noticed one of them had lost a valuable bracelet in the fight. We ended up with a trophy, at least. Received bracers. Okay. Dispelling the illusion by being so analytical that the enemy can't keep up. Past the trial of Osaka. I'm a little interested in that quest. Let me try to go to the trial if we can. No, I didn't mean to hit that. Dang it, I'm trying to avoid all these. I like hit evade. It's like, you want to evade? And I was like, no, approach. Psych. The real Muck couldn't keep track of rations that closely. That reminds me of, there was an episode, okay, it's kind of weeb. There's a show called Case Closed. It's an anime about, like, mysteries. And there was an episode where there was this guy who was like he was a villain, teenage villain character, and he could disguise himself as anyone. And the cops were looking for him, and he disguised himself as an officer among their ranks and just went and talked with the guy in charge of the investigation to catch him. And the guy caught on to it, and he was like, "What's your badge number and serial number?" And the guy's like, "Oh, you're 95243125324325567. Why?" And he's like, "No one knows their own serial number." And gets his gun out. So he's like, "Anyone that smart is not a cop." And like immediately, he's like, "Oh shoot!" So yeah, he tested him like that. So Dusty's comment about the real Muck wouldn't be able to count how many rations we had made me think of that guy. Avoid!
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Rest for the 100th time. You guys always be napping.
It's not that I would mind you borrowing my ink and quills, Lindsay, but you could at least ask first.
Well, you were sleeping, and I didn't want to wake you. Then I had such a story in my head. I was so excited to write it down, and unfortunately, I ran out of paper, too.
The real Muck wouldn't remember what he ate for breakfast. It's been Cheerios. It's been Cheerios a lot lately. My wife went to the store a little while back, and Cheerios were on sale. And so she came home with 3 boxes of Cheerios. So I've been eating a lot of Cheerios for breakfast. Because it was on sale. Alright, so the people that want to challenge me are here. Hey, this is where I met Tristan, who betrayed me and our whole nation. Are they here somewhere? No, not there. Where are they?
I'm not touching that. Follow me.
Those should not be here. Alright, let's have just the tank walk
Remain
forward.
vigilant.
A man in a ceremonial robe stands near the temple, surrounded by monsters lying still like little sheep. He greets you with a deep bow. His voice is soft, almost a whisper. Your Highness, are you ready for the trial? Who are you? Visaka the Unicorn, from the Suramgamin Order. What sort of trial is this? These creatures are lost. I will send them home to the first world, but for first you have to show you're capable of holding them back without shedding blood. I shall lift this spell and commence the ritual. While I open the portal, you must defend yourself, but you shall not kill. If a single one of these creatures dies, you will not pass the trial. Wait a bit, I want to prepare. Fine. Okay, I really hope that one doesn't make the swarms just eat your strength and then kill you in like 3 turns, because that would suck. If it doesn't do that, I think I can handle this. Okay.
I am yours to command.
Quick save. I'm gonna try having Valerie just tank them until the timer hits 0 and see what happens. Let's start. Let us begin.
Will prevail. Do not falter.
Backing way up because I don't want what's his name, Jubilos, to kill them with grenades. Alright, the shield wall is up. No, knock knock, you will delete them from existence. Back away. You're too strong, sir. Good thing I did immunity to poison. Yo, how much longer, Visaka?
Victory is inevitable.
Visaka, can we get a countdown or something? Visaka! Visaka, please! Can we do it?
Give the order.
You succeeded. Congratulations. Find brother Pooja the Wolf on Talon Peak. He will tell you what to do next. Okay. So long, your highness. May there be peace in your heart. So I have to go past another trial. Yeah, this doesn't ring any bells whatsoever. I don't know if I ever found this in the past. 5 head. Jackals, the thing we just fought, had 5 heads. Try to keep them.
Will this ever end?
I spooked him. Alright, where is Talon Peak thing? Oh, there's a little bit of the map I didn't open over here. Whoops. There's Lonely Barrow. Tuskdale. Attacks I can't enter yet. Huh. I don't know where Talon Peak is. Wait, what's that? Lost Larn Keep. Okay. I think for now we go back to Tuskdale and see what's going on in the throne room. Lindsay's been wanting to talk to us there for a while. Throne room. Okay. Lindsay's eyes glitter and her nostrils flare with rage, but for some reason, she speaks in a whisper. Such insolence, such unforgettable, monstrous, unimaginable insolence. What happened? The throne! The royal throne! Lindsay stops whispering and silently points her finger to the far side of the throne room. I just see Chip. Am I supposed to see something else here besides His Majesty Chip? You raise your eyes. The place where the royal throne once stood is empty. What happened here? Insidious, shameless robbery. That's what happened here. Who would even think to break into the royal chambers? In fact, our case is blatant and extraordinary, but hardly exceptional. Word on the street is that the local population has become sick and tired of thieves. They break into people's homes, bypass the locks and latches, and steal everything they can. And now the scum has the guts to meddle with royal property. We need to sort this out before they steal the whole kingdom, one brick at a time. We really need to get back your throne. It's shameful. Lindsay regains control of herself and continues in a low whisper. I really hope your people won't go wagging their tongues and spreading filthy rumors. In your opinion... Wait, hold on. What were my guards doing? Lindsay flings her arms up. Well, you weren't on the throne at the time it was stolen, right? And our guards are trained to guard people, not furniture. She gives you a faint smile. Yeah, but we should have guards outside this building. Sure, if the throne was stolen with you sitting on it, things would be much worse. That's not consolation, though. In your opinion, where should we begin? You should start with interrogating potential witnesses. I think the captain of the guard was in the palace when it happened. He was the one who discovered the throne was missing, at least. Then you should go to the city, or the smith was robbed recently too. Maybe he can give you some clues. Also, if I were you, talk to the trader. He might have some hints as to who might be selling stolen goods. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to visit the innkeeper. Who better to gain information from troubled locals finding themselves in need of a shoulder to cry on? Okay.
Not that I care.
Eobald. Wait a minute, Eobald? I thought he was in Patax. I've been needing to talk to him because he betrayed me. What a wonderful city. Even the air is purer than Patax. What? What? Oh, it was Emar. Yo, I was about to, make some false accusations. Casil. Jathal. Where's the captain of the guards? Okay, hold on. Let's manage the kingdom stuff. Chip is now the throne. Yeah, just sit on his back. Address the kingdom. Lindsay and the storyteller await in the castle. I was just there. What? Did you guys seriously walk up and put a paper that says, look at us? And then King Mukluk proudly said, your evil deeds end now. Or is it better as, we've uncovered your vile plan. Lindsay is trying to write something on the go, but she interrupts herself and looks up. Oh, your highness, we have unbelievably, terribly important news. We managed to find out, discover, invent? Well, here. Lindsay points to the storyteller. He'll tell you. The storyteller waits patiently until Lindsay finishes her ardent speech. I will have to begin from afar to let you know what I saw with my blind eyes. The stolen lands are like a cradle in an abandoned house in which the wind swings the skeleton of a child. What? No few newborn kingdoms have died here just after taking their first breath. I've collected their stories, these precious stars that have been lost in the dust, and I began to notice some commonalities. It is like a pattern that repeats across different embroideries. The handwriting of the same author across all their stories. One word here, another hint there, false visions, references to a mysterious patroness, lover and mentor, tragic coincidences, strangely non-random. People and countries were brought to destruction along different roads, but behind them there always stood the same ominous shadow. And we know what that shadow is. Nyrissa. The name sounds ominous even in the mouth of a restless bard. The evil nymph who sent monsters to our lands and did all that stuff to Tristan. But that's not even the most important thing. Most importantly, if you help us a bit, we can get her. Let's start from the beginning. How did you even come up with this? Well, it all started with the fact that I really wanted to listen to the storyteller's stories. I've been following him for a long time and asked and told him about our adventures, and sometimes I just sat beside him and we chatted. Finally, after I told him about the DeFay sisters and all the horrors of the abandoned castle, he noticed that the story seemed strangely similar to ones he's heard before. And what exactly are you going to do? The bards know how to send messages through dreams. I try not to use it for some reason. People got mad when I appeared in their dreams and read my new poems. What? She just went into people's dreams and read poems? Well, the storyteller came up with a ritual based on that spell. We'd collected everything connected to Nyrissa, everything, starting with her every track in the abandoned castle. After gathering everything, we'll unite his ability to tell stories with my ability to travel into dreams. So we'll be able to enter Nyrissa's dream. Do we still have that amulet with the string of hair that she gave you before the battle with the Stag Lord? That'd be great. That'll let us finish all the preparations much faster and easier. What will we achieve by this? We'll learn her evil secrets! The ritual will let us see her inner hidden thoughts and dreams. Well, theoretically, it's not like anyone's ever done this before. It can be dangerous, the storyteller says quietly. In dreams, monsters are more terrible than those met in the real world. But I urge you not to neglect this chance, King. You are opposed by a powerful enemy, one who has destroyed dozens of kingdoms and empires. If you do not meet her face to face, do not discover her weakness, your country will end up just another of my stories. Fine, I'll order you to be provided with everything you need. Give me results. Come to me after we finish the preparations, and remember that I cannot send anyone except you and Lindsay into the dream world. Whatever you have to face, you'll have to overcome together, and the path will likely be difficult. Ugh. So no tank and no healer. Awesome. Okay. Alright, that's done. Nice, 0% success chance. Wonderful. Okay, and then we talk to the storyteller. And we need to talk to tons of people in town about my stolen share. If Nerissa dies in Lindsay's dream, will she die in her life? Yep, it just says you win the game. You just beat the whole thing. Let's see. I don't see anything. Remind me what it is you want from me. No, that's old things. Are any of these relics worthy of a story? Alright, so he's paying me for a lot of the knickknacks I've got piled up. I hear an elven flute. A joyful melody is being played in the main square, and passers-by cannot help but dance. This is not my native Kionin, no. This kingdom rose and fell thousands of years ago. What ruined it? I think I can hear their story. Are you ready to hear about the sad fate of Rushwood? So, okay, we've got all the pieces of a flute. I would be happy to trade the whole set of items for their story. Can you hear it calling to us? Let us hurry. Okay. The storyteller's back straightens, and his voice becomes militant, direct, and precise. I'm guarding the royal chambers. I can hear the queen weeping inconsolable. I clench the hilt of my useless sword so hard it makes my fingers ache. There's no way for me to help my lady. King Lothoriel, that's the ghost king that we met earlier in the helmet, or the crown. We all pray for his swift recovery, and what they told the populace. That's what they told the populace. The truth is much worse. The king isn't really ill, at least not in the traditional sense. He lies staring unblinking at the ceiling, barely breathing, neither alive or dead. The queen is at his side day and night. The high priestess begs for guidance from higher powers. The court wizards relentlessly cast their best spells, but I'm afraid even the sisters would be unable to help us this time. Who are the sisters? Magical creatures. The royal house's closest advisors. 3 sorceresses with covered faces. Maybe fae, maybe celestial, who knows. So they're like the faceless ladies. Long ago, they served our king's mother, the Honorable Lavally the Road Builder, the founder of Rushwood. Our kingdom wouldn't have flourished without their magic and wisdom. Continue. It was a disgusting scene in the council hall this morning. The prince struck his sister on the face in full view of the queen, the advisors, and the court. She said it was time for us to stop lying to ourselves. It's been a month, and the king is no better than the day we found him. She said we should admit he was dead. It took the prince some time to find the words to answer. His voice cracking, he accused her of wishing to usurp the throne to fulfill some quixotic fantasies of sending a crusade against the Cyclopses. I distinctly recall the look the princess gave her mother, but the queen kept silent. The sisters, the court, and the guards under my command, everyone watched her in silence. She quickly left the council hall without saying another word. Cyclopses? Far to the west, beyond the rivers, impassable swamps, and a wall of mountains, a tribe of Cyclopses recently appeared. Our scouts reported that they'd escaped from faraway Golgon for some reason. They decided to found a new kingdom called Coloran. The Cyclopses are fearsome, but they're too far away to be a threat to us. King Lothoriel is called the Wise for a reason. He decided we should not engage them if they dared to move troops against us, and only rebuff their attack. We would not initiate a war with them. The king and the court argued regularly with the princess on this topic. She felt the threat should be nipped in the bud. Please continue. It's the dead of night. I'm in the queen's chambers. She whispers an order to me. I don't frighten easily, but I shudder. She's tasked me with gathering people who are loyal to her and arresting the princess at dawn. Her Highness is sure her daughter is plotting a coup, and she wants to avoid bloodshed. Doesn't she understand that this act will unleash the very feud she's hoping to avoid? I'm leaving the queen's chambers. My heart pounds so hard I fear it might stop. I'm terrified by what I'm about to do. A short note hastily placed in a maid's hand. Forgive me, your highness, but I would sooner besmirch my honor with treason than allow you to ruin your own kingdom and your own daughter. Do you think the princess is innocent? I'd stake my life on it, even my honor. The princess is loyal to Rushwood. The prince's slap today wouldn't be enough to make her turn against her people. The queen knows it too, I'm sure, so why did she decide her own daughter was plotting a coup? And why didn't the sisters talk some sense into her? Maybe the prince is spreading lies about his sister? Yes, that must be it. Continue. At dawn, we approach the princess's chamber and see a team thrice as large barring our way. We are disarmed and discharged. The queen is in honorary confinement in her chambers. The carnage has been prevented. No one knows of my crime save my own conscience, which is enough. So he ordered some people to guard against his own people. I sentenced myself to banishment from the country I love above all else. The country in which I'm now ashamed to look even the lowest garbage collector in the eye. At least he fulfills his simple duty with honesty. The storyteller pauses a moment, his blind eyes seeming to stare intently into the dark distance. A dirty roadside tavern, smells of sour beer and burnt bread. All I hear are these rough barbaric tongues. I question travelers incessantly for news about Rushwood, and what I hear makes me want to grab the swill they serve here and drink myself into a stupor. Power passed into the princess's hands without any bloodshed, but the prince has retired to his estate to gather troops against his sister, I've no doubt. My betrayal didn't prevent the feud, it simply delayed it. He'll need just half a year, I fear, and no longer. I kneel and pray to all the kind gods. May they grant mercy, and may they keep safe the kingdom I couldn't. The storyteller sighs heavily and shakes his head. After a moment, he continues, his voice returned to normal. As you can likely guess, the gods did not answer his prayers. Soon Rushwood was devoured by the fires of royal feud, and then Earthfall wiped out even Rushwood's ruins from the face of Galarian. What happened to the banished guard captain? He traveled to the Thessalonian Empire. He served as a guard and gave lessons in swordplay, but that's where his trail goes cold. I think he continued to question travelers for news of Rushwood to the end of his days, trying to decide if what he did that night was right. Maybe arresting the princess would have avoided the feud after all, who can say? But I do not believe he ever found the answer to his questions. Was it all a plot by the Faceless Sisters? There's no indication of this in the guard's memories, but I consider that to be the most likely probability. They were trusted as kind guardian spirits. It would not cross anyone's mind that they might entrap the king's soul into his own crown than defame the princess and her mother and her brother. Oh, that's why his body was just staring at the ceiling and it wasn't dead, because his soul had been removed. Thanks for the story. He inclines his head. How are you handling your new job? I'm immensely grateful for the position, Your Grace. Thanks to it, I discovered daily mini news stories of living people and their art. Okay. So... we got rid of a lot of stuff in our inventory, so we can squish that again.
Follow me!
Alright. So the storyteller, I don't know at what point I can talk to him about the going into the dreams thing, but we can do the thief chasing quest, where we need to investigate our own town for what has been going on there. So I will load into the tavern, because it said one of the people we need to thank is the innkeeper. And we will save it in the tavern here, and we will start with this quest to find the thieves of the city next time.